Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome you back to my channel once again. And as usual, today is Monday. And as you know, every Monday I come here to present to you the performance report of all our loan players. And I am here to do that today. Now, I can tell you that ESTEVAO Willian is leading the race for the Golden Boot in Brazil. And so I am here to give you all the breakdown of every single loan player and how he performed over the weekend. Now, before I get there, I must say that Chelsea, so far we have played 11 games, we have won 5, we have drawn 4, and we have lost just 2. And those 2 were lost to Manchester City and Liverpool. So I think that we are not doing bad at all. Yesterday we were able to hold off Arsenal. Just as I've been saying, Arsenal is also just a top 4 contender this season, and so it is good that we share the points. And I think that is good for us going forward. Currently, we are third on the log, and that is very good for us. Now, again, also, I must say that in my preview of the Arsenal game, I mentioned that Christopher Nkunku's agent is trying to initiate some moves away from the club for his clients. I think that this news refused to go away. The news is still there, but I think that Christopher Nkunku, we all know that when he came in, he was injured. The club was patient with Christopher Nkunku. And so if now Christopher Nkunku is not getting minutes as he wish, I think that Nkunku needs to be patient with the club. His own time will come. But then if Nkunku wants to force a move, he must remember that he has a contract with the club up to about 2029. And so if he's going, then he's not going cheap. He will not be cheap at all. Anyone who will try to come from Nkunku must pay the top dollar for the guy. Now, the next news item is about Fofana, our defender. He was called up for international duty in France, but I can tell you that Fofana pulls out of the France international duty. It is believed that Fofana is injured. We don't know the extent of injury as of now, but I will be here to report to you again whenever the extent of injury has been diagnosed. So please stick around, stay around. Those of you who are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell and the like button. Please, the like button will go a very long way to push the channel forward. So please hit it for me. And please also share the link for more people to get this news. Now, straightforward, we are going to look at our loan players and how they perform over the weekend. And the first person on the list is Wesley Fofana. Now, Wesley Fofana, we all know, is at Southampton, and Wesley Fofana, their team lost during the weekend against Wolves. They lost by 2-0. Fofana received a yellow card in that game. He played 30 minutes of that game and made 27 touches in the game. His rating in that game was 6.7. So that is Wesley Fofana. His pass accuracy was 79% in the game. So that is how he performed over the weekend. Now, the next person on the list is Alfie Gilchrist. Alfie Gilchrist, we all know, is at Sheffield United. Alfie Gilchrist played 2 games over the week. And the first one was on Tuesday, 5th November. They won that game against Bristol Rovers. And they won that game by 2-1 against Bristol. All right. Now, on Sunday, also, they played a game against Sheffield Wednesday, and they won that game also by 1-0. It was Sheffield United versus Sheffield Wednesday, 1-0. The first one on Tuesday, Gilchrist played 77 minutes of that game, made 47 touches. His pass accuracy was 73%. His rating in that game was 7.3. Now, he made 2 clearances in that game and made 2 interceptions. Ground duels, he attempted 2, he succeeded in all 2 of them. aerial duels, he attempted one and succeeded in it. Then he attempted one long ball, but failed to succeed in that one. Then on Sunday, he played 45 minutes of that game. In the game, he made 52 touches. His pass accuracy was 79%, and his rating was 7.1%. Again, he made 2 clearances in that game and made 1 interception also in that game. In that game, he attempted 4 aerial duels and succeeded in 2. Ground duels, he attempted 2 and succeeded in all 2 of them. So that is Alfie Gilchrist. The next person on the list is Dylan Williams. He is at bottom. They also played 2 games over the week. They drew the first one on Tuesday against Crawley. A 0-0 stalemate for that one. And Williams was on the bench. He was an unused sub for that game. Then on Saturday, they played against Shrewsbury, and they won that game by 2-0. And I can tell you that in that game, Williams was not in the match day squad at all. He was not involved. So that is Williams. Last week, he didn't play. The next person we go to is ANDREY Santos. ANDREY Santos is at Strasbourg. I've been reporting to you. He's been doing very well over there. But unfortunately, they lost their game over the weekend. On Saturday, they lost that game by 1-3 to AS Monaco. He played 90 minutes of that game, made 64 touches a day. His pass accuracy was 91%, and his rating was 7.3. Now, I can tell you, he made 5 interceptions in that game, made 6 tackles, and made 1 key pass in that game. He attempted 3 aerial duels and succeeded in all 3 of them. Then he attempted 13 ground duels and succeeded in 10. The next person on the list is Aaron Asemino. Aaron Asemino, they also played 2 games over the week. They won both of them. The first one, they won by 4-1 against Godoy Cruz. Then the second one was played midnight of Monday, today. Right, they won that game also by 2-0 against Sarmiento. That is the name. I hope I'm getting the pronunciations well. Right. Then he played in the Wednesday one. He played 90 minutes of that game. He did very well in that game, I must say. In fact, he put in a man of the match performance in that game. He had 76 touches in that game. His pass accuracy was 90%. Rating was 8.1. 8.1. That is very good. He made 3 clearances and also made 1 assist. Made 1 assist in that game. All right. Then he had 4 interceptions and 2 key passes. 2 key passes in that game. Ground duels, he attempted 7. He succeeded in 6. Aerial duels, he attempted 2. He succeeded in 1. Then long balls, he sent 11 long balls and succeeded in 6 of them. Then the one they played this midnight, Monday midnight, as I said, they won it by 2-0 against Sarmiento. He played 45 minutes of that game, first half. He started the game, but was hauled off at the end of the first half. Right, he made 53 touches in that game. Pass accuracy was 90%. He attempted 48 passes and succeeded in 43. Made 1 clearance in that game and 2 interceptions. Ground duel, he attempted 3, succeeded in 1. Aerial duel, attempted 2, succeeded in 1. So that is Aaron Asemino over the week. Then the next person on the list is Bashir Humphrey. He also played 2 games over the week. They drew the first one, which was on Thursday, by 0-0 to West Brom. 0-0 to West Brom. Then in that game, he was on the bench. He was an unused sub. That is Bashir Humphrey. Was an unused sub in that game. Then the one they played yesterday, Sunday, they won that game by 1-0 against Swansea. Now he played 22 minutes of that game, made 18 touches in that game. Pass accuracy was 100%. He attempted 11 passes and succeeded in all 11. 100% pass accuracy. His rating was 6.7. Made 1 clearance in that game. Attempted 2 ground duels and succeeded in 1. So that is Bashir Humphrey over the week. Then the next person on the list is Leo Casledin. Now, Leo Casledin, they played on Saturday and lost their game against Button by 2-0. Casledin played 68 minutes of that game. Now, he had 31 touches in that game, pass accuracy of 67%. He made 2 clearances in that game, had 2 shots on target. Then ground duels, he attempted 11 and succeeded in 4. Aerial duels, he attempted 5 and succeeded in 2. So that is Leo Casledin. Then the next person on the list is Georgi Petrovic. Now, he is at Strasbourg. I've been reporting on 3 Chelsea loanees at Strasbourg. So Petrovic is the second one. They lost their game to AS Monaco. His pass accuracy in that game was 71%. Rating was 7.4. Now, he made 3 clearances in that game, 5 saves inside the box. He made 5 saves inside the box. Then he played 23 long balls and succeeded in 13 of them. So that is Georgi Petrovic over there. The next person on the list is Trevor Chalobah. In fact, I am missing this guy very much. Trevor Chalobah is at Crystal Palace and he's doing very well over there. I wish he was still around to deliver the goods for Chelsea. But then they lost their game at the weekend on Saturday against Fulham. They lost by 2-0. Now, Chalobah played the full 90 minutes of that game, made 68 touches in that game. Pass accuracy was 73%. In fact, he attempted 45 passes and succeeded in 33. Now, his rating in the game was 7.4. Made 7 clearances in the game, 6 interceptions, 1 key pass, attempted 8 ground duels, succeeded in 7, 2 aerial duels, and succeeded in 2. That is 100%. Long balls, he attempted 8 and succeeded in 4. So that is Trevor Chalobah there. The next person on the list is Raheem Sterling. As we all know, Raheem Sterling is at Arsenal on loan from Chelsea, and Arsenal played against Chelsea yesterday. Now, because Raheem Sterling's parent club is Chelsea, he was ineligible to play that game yesterday, and so he wasn't involved in that game at all. As I said earlier, we drew that game by 1-1. All right. Then the next person on the list is Armando Boja. Armando Boja has been so unfortunate with injuries. He is at Everton, and since he's gone there on loan, I can tell you that Armando Boja has not played a single minute. He's still out nursing an injury. So that is Armando Boja. No part at all over the weekend. The next person on the list is Kepa Arrizabalaga. Now, we all know Kepa is at Bournemouth. They lost their game against Brentford on Saturday. Now, they lost that game by 3-2. And Kepa played the full 90 minutes of that game. His pass accuracy was 67% in that game. Made 2 clearances, 3 saves, 1 save inside the box. Then he also made 1 key pass in the game. Long balls, he played 16 and succeeded in 7. So that is Kepa Arrizabalaga. Then the next person on the list is Ronnie Starter. Now, Ronnie Starter is at bottom. As I said earlier, they played 2 games over the week. First one was on Tuesday. Second one was on Saturday. They drew the first one by 0-0 to Clore. Then the second one, they won that game by 2-0 against Shrewsbury. Now, I can tell you that he wasn't in the matchday squad at all. He was not involved. In fact, I've been telling you that Ronnie Starter, I don't know if the club will have to consider a recall for this guy in January, because he's not seeing enough minutes. He's not seeing minutes at all, not to talk about enough. So I think that he has to be recalled back to the club. Maybe he can do better in the development squad. Right, now the next person on the list is Mike Pendes, who is at Genk. Now, Genk lost their game over the week by 4-0 against USG, Royal Union Saint Gillois. Now, they lost that game by 4-0, and Mike Pendes was not involved again, as usual. All right, then the next person on the list is our darling boy, our own ESTEVAO WILLIAN. Now, ESTEVAO WILLIAN is doing so well. at Palmeiras. And as I said earlier, Madueke has to seriously be looking over his shoulders because it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. This guy is doing so well that I don't believe when he comes in, he is going to sit on the bench. So ESTEVAO, WILLIAN, they won their game on Saturday. They won their game on Saturday against Grêmio. They won by 1-0, and lo and behold, ESTEVAO was the one who scored that winning goal in the game. He played the full 90 minutes of that game, had 78 touches in the game, pass accuracy of 83%. He attempted 41 passes and succeeded in 34. Now his game rating was a man of the match rating of 9.5. 9.5. All right. Now he made one clearance in that game, scored one goal, as I said earlier. I can also tell you that ESTEVAO attempted 11 dribbles. 11 dribbles in that game and succeeded in 7, hooping 7. That's good. Then tackles, he attempted 2. Then key passes, he made 5 key passes in that game. 5 key passes. Then ground duels, he is doing so well over there. 17 ground duels attempted, succeeded in 10. Then aerial duels, 1 aerial duel, and succeeded in 1. In fact, I've been reporting that he's not been doing well in aerial duels, and I mentioned the other day that that is one part of his game that he has to improve. And this time around, he attempted 1 aerial duel and succeeded in it. Then shots on target, he had 4 shots on target. Long balls, he played 3 and succeeded in all 3 of them. The next person on the list is KENDRY, PAEZ, our Ecuadorian guy. KENDRY, PAEZ. Now they played their game on Saturday and they lost against LDU. They lost by 2-1. Now he played the full 90 minutes of that game, made 58 touches in that game, pass accuracy of 86%, rating of 7.3. And as I've been telling you, when a player has a rating of 7 and above, that is a good performance. So 7.3 rating in that game. He made 1 interception. Key passes, he made 2. Tackles, he made 1. Ground duels, he attempted 4, succeeded in 1. Then he had 1 shot on target. Long balls, he played 10 long balls and succeeded in 8. All right, so that is KENDRY, PAEZ. That is KENDRY, PAEZ over there. Very good for him. Then the next person on the list is Caleb Willie. Now, Caleb Willie is also at Strasbourg. He was nursing an injury, as I told you last week. He saw 1 minute. He's back. He saw 1 minute last week. This time around, he saw 6 minutes. 6 minutes of the game. As I said, they played against AS Monaco and they lost by 1-3. Then Caleb Willie made 9 touches in that game. Caleb Willie had a 75% pass accuracy. He attempted 8 passes and succeeded in 6. Rating was 5.9. Not too good, but I can tell you that that is good for a start because he came in to replace Sebastian Nanasi, who is a very good player. And so I think that is good for a start. But then in those few minutes, those 6 minutes, when he came in, he received a yellow card just after 2 minutes of entering the game. He received a yellow card in that game. He attempted 1 ground duel, didn't succeed in it, 1 area duel, and also didn't succeed in it. So I believe that is the reason why he had a 5.9 rating. All right, so that is Caleb Willie. Then the last person on the list and the last person I usually report on is DATRO Fofana. DATRO Fofana, their team won on Sunday, yesterday. They won by 2-0 against Konyaspor, and he played 62 minutes of that game. He had 30 touches in that game, had a pass accuracy of 73%. In fact, he attempted 15 passes and succeeded in 11. His game rating was 6.1. Then he made 1 tackle in that game. But then I can tell you that DATRO Fofana missed 1 very big chance in that game. He missed 1 big chance in that game. But then on the positive side, he also made 1 key pass in that game. He attempted 9 ground duels, succeeded in 1, 8 area duels, and succeeded in 3. He had 1 shot on target. 1 shot on target. So that is DATRO Fofana. All right. So That is the report on the performance of our lone players. As usual, our players are gone out on international duty, and I am going to follow them closely and also bring you their performance report at the end of the first round of matches. So please stick around. As I said earlier, those of you who have not subscribed to the channel, those of you who are new, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button and the notification bell for this news to get far. Please share the link. Thank you very much, and I see you then. Bye for now.